Alrighty, good morning everybody. Hello. Well, let's see what we're checking out today. Looks like I just bought Doge at 26. I'm waiting for Pump to come back down. Have some buy orders for this guy right here. Right at 50 or 50. Let me lower this a little. Bam. Beautiful. Okay, good. So this guy just took off. I actually sold it here before it. So I bought it down here. Sold at the peak at the time it was supposed to drop, so I can go back in right here and then ride it back up. But I was not expecting this. This is beautiful. RSI is showing that this is, if it drops just a little bit more, man, it's probably be a good idea just to put 100 in there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I trade with RSI, and it's looking sexy. Man, that's crazy. Was not expecting it to do that. Oh, you know what I just realized too? I don't have music. Let's take a look at this real quick. Put a little bit of music in the background. I know. But anyway, so I just put a buy order for Doge at 26 cents. Let's see what happens. So this guy, let's zoom out. I bought it at 26. Remember what we like to do? We like to put a little horizontal line. Bam. We like to show orange. Let's go to our settings. Coordinates. Bought it at 26 cents. Good. Visibility, text. Bam. We're going to put it in yellow. Put bought. Good. Style. I like to make it dashed. Beautiful. So that was our entry right there. Look at this. All right, let's take a look. 2-hour chart. That's not bad. It might drop just a little bit further down right here, which is nice. So let's put another. There's a nice little box we can build right here. Let's build a box. This little box, look at that. It's between here and yeah. Let's extend it further out. So this was the red. Usually I have this colored red to let me know that's what we need to break through. Let's take a look at this. Bam, bam. Boom. So, and then judging by where it came from, this little guy down here, I'll put a little rectangle here. Let's start it from here, over, down. Right about there. Good. I usually make these purple, and that's letting me know where it came from. But usually this is where I like to buy. Anywhere where I show strong resistance. Really good resistance right here. Or support. They call this the support. Look at that. Nice. So now we're going to come back down. We're going to test this little red box. The resistance that usually becomes the support if it bounces back up. But here's the cool thing. You see this double? 1, It hit once, it came back up. I said if it drops again, I'll buy it at 26. But if it doesn't, obviously I wasn't going to buy it. But now that we did buy it, check this out. More than likely, let's put a little resistance, little downtrend. See this beautiful downtrend right here? More than likely, the next time it pops back up, it'll probably go back up one more time and then it'll drop down. But we need to break through this resistance. It's a beautiful pattern that it keeps following. Here, let's zoom into it so we can get a better idea. Boom. Look at that. Put it right there. Let's make it red. Bam. Let's make it red. There you go. Turn it into a 1. So, right where I bought it, more than likely it might drop down one more time, which is nice, but I want to make sure it stays above this. If it breaks through this, more than likely it'll come back down to test this, and we can go in heavy. That'll be sweet. Now let's go to the ones that I like. What are the ones that we buy that I need to record? I like to record where we're at. So right now that one's holding up pretty good. The next one that I bought, so I do this while I'm doing my work. Let's take a look at this real quick. I went back with SPX. Let's see where we bought this guy at. Trading, SPX, view history. SPX, 129. Load more. So I bought it at 129. That's cool. All right. So let's go to SPX. Boom. Let's zoom out of it. And again, look at that. Nice resistance there. Look, this one I had my little red box. See that? It was beautiful. Beautiful right there. It followed all the way through. This is the minor bull that it was running. But we also had this other one that we met across. So that gave me the okay. Plus, if it bounces off of this guy and it doesn't break through it, that's also a signal that more than likely it's exhausted. It won't break through the next one. The one that really surprised me was the pump. Pump fund was one of those that surprised me pretty good. Check this out. So the reason I use RSI, look at, anytime we're down, this is my 30, anytime I'm down into this little guy or touch it, it's a solid buy. So let's see where we bought this one. We bought this one at, I went back in at 126 or 129. That's what it showed. So let's go to settings. Let's move our coordinates to 129. Boom. So that's where we bought it. So I'm actually below. I could buy it right here as well. I also like to trade with, let's go back. Look at the order book. Order book is another thing that I like to use to make sure I know where most of my heavy hitters are trading at. Let's take a look at this real quick. So we'll pop open the order book. So I do this this is my side. This is my side hobby. We're making money while I'm actually doing my job and making more money. Trying to, and hopefully, if you guys follow the same steps, we could all be making money. I don't know about you guys, but like I tell everybody, I I want to do the jobs that I love doing. What I do, I'm pretty good at it. But there's a difference between doing what you like doing because you want to do it and because you have to do it. Which one would you rather? Have to or because you need to? So hopefully with trading and other what else other side jobs that I knock out from time to time, I can use that to get us to where we're doing this for fun and not for fun, but actually, yeah, for fun. Because anything you do for fun isn't really work. So where were we? Let's take a look at this. So that looks awesome right there. I think I'm going to go back in on this guy right here. Let's look at our order book. Follow along. Follow along. I actually have another buy order for SPX. Let's make one right here. I'm looking at my where's it at? It's not on here. Good. So I like making these ones blue so it lets me know. And then let's go to settings, coordinates. 120. What do you guys think? Is that a good? So I got it at 120. I have a possible entry. Oh, entry. Boom. Look at that. That's right on the money. So, we forgot something. Let's dash it. I know it's a mess up here, but it's a good mess. Love it. We're still following along. Good. We got you want to make sure that we have a couple touchdowns. 1, 2, that's awesome. 3, we know for a fact that's a good trend line. Awesome. Look at that overall. Anything that you're buying underneath here is a solid. So we know it's good. Look at these. That was amazing right there. That's beautiful. So good. Let's take a look at this. So just by looking at this, more than likely, we can go back in there. We can go back in there again and run it all the way back up here. Not only can we probably touch this trend line again, but remember we also got to take a look at these guys on our left side right here. This guy right here. Let's show you something real quick. No, let's do a rectangle. Rectangles are nice. Let's zoom into this real quick. Oh, just move that. Okay. Okay. So this guy right here, check this out. So this tells me we got a nice little support and resistance right there. Let's extend this a little bit. Good. We got some nice resistance there slash support, depending on which way you're looking at it. So not only, let's make it red so we know where we can hit. Beautiful. Alrighty. Plus we're looking at the little, there's there's trends within trends within trends. If you do this for a living, or I guess if you start practicing and seeing how I guess you can follow along with some of these. There's some guys that are pretty good at it as well. There's a guy that I like to follow on TikTok, and he does minute charts. Pretty awesome at it. So overall, I can see that this is accumulating right here. We can go into it. Let's see, 2 hours. Let's go to 30 minutes and see what it's actually doing. So in our 30-minute chart, look at that. The saying that's a buy. Let's go to our 15-minute chart. Boom. Look at that. Even better. Let's go to our 1-minute chart. 1-minute chart. We dropped as low as we could and we bounced up to it. So you could also trade in the 1 minute inside the 30-minute, which is inside the 2 hour, which is inside the 6 hour, which is inside the 1 day. Look at that. I love this. This is so cool. So overall, in my daily, it's saying it has a ways to go still. So more than likely, is it a good buy or not? It just depends. Make sure you have, make sure you set up your buy and sells automatically. So because I've already bought it here, and on my daily it shows that we're just at the halfway point. It may or may not bounce back up. See that? It'll drop down, it'll dip just a little bit, or sometimes even touch it, and then bounce back up and hit a new high, or not a new high, but a lower high. Sweet. Look at that. Boom. So on my daily, it's saying, hey, we can still come back down. But I'm trading in the 30-minute. Right? Bought it there. It's hard. Because look, remember this trend line? That's overall. That's a big boy right there. There's another trend line happening right here that we need a breakthrough as well. Look. Oh. So there's trend lines within trend lines too. See? Bam. So before, it'll probably go right here, drop back down, or if we break through here, we know for a fact we're going back up into this little guy. Once we're up here, so 136 is probably where I would look to sell this. That's my next sale that's going to happen. So once we break through this, I know for a fact we're going to come up here. If not, we'll bring this guy down to here, because this becomes my next resistance. Okay? And it'll drop down here, which anything down here is beautiful. Anything in this area or below this area, we're solid. But look at where we're at with our RSI. We're pretty close to being at the bottom. Sometimes there's another guy where he told me, just when you think that the coin isn't gonna get any lower, it gets lower. He saved me thousands of dollars. God dang it. He saved me thousands of dollars on this coin, TIA. So this coin right here, this one had a beautiful, let me take a look, let's pull out. This one was cool. This one was insane. So I was following this pattern back in May. From May, or no, was it May? No, it was from this guy. No, it was May. So back in May, I was following this guy. I thought there's because I bought it, sold it, and then I thought if I buy it here, that's what happened. So I bought it and then I sold it right about here. I sold it right about here and it went back up. And then I bought it again, thought it was going to go back up. It actually dropped hard. And then I bought it again right about here, went back up. Like, I don't even think it even went back up. It just dropped again. So I said, there's no way I bought it again right here. There's no way it's going to drop again. So I bought it again and it dropped even harder. I said, okay, hell no. Oh, it's probably on this one. This is the rise. So I bought it right here and it dropped again. And I think he gave me the advice right about here. I went heavy. I went super heavy. Because you want to buy yourself back out. You don't ever want to sell for a loss. That's why you want to buy back in. So you're accumulating. So when it does go back up, you can buy yourself out. So I bought it. It went back up. I went positive. I went like $20 positive or something like that. Or no, actually, no, I lied. I lost, I think I lost like $80, but it was a whole lot less than what I was actually going to lose because it went back up. I was negative $80, and then it dropped to the. I'm pretty sure this is the bottom, 140. That was ridiculous. I was not expecting that. It just took off. It just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. But that's because I listened to what that guy said. Right when you think it was right here. Yeah, this is where I accumulated. Bought. And he said, right when you think it doesn't drop, it drops again. So it dropped down, and I lost $80. But if I would have kept it, look at this. Let's just pretend I would have bought it there, and I would have held on to it right there. If I would have bought it there and held on to it, this was back in June. July. Look at July. It went back up. I would have still been negative $80. See that? So it would have dropped back down, negative 70 or negative 100 probably, negative 300. Just an example. And right now, look at this. This is all in the negatives, hardcore negatives. So I'm glad I sold where I sold up here. Look at that. And then I would have been in the negatives for the next few months. So this is one that I stopped trading. But I like it because at one point it was in the 20s. But it'll probably stay stale for a bit. Accumulate. We need to look into it and see what people are actually doing. How many holders are in it right now? Who else is trading this one? What's the liquidity looking like? A good site for that would be, I like using Jupiter. But lately, I think it was yesterday where it happened. I sold I think it was my Pengu. I sold my Pengu and I got back 5 Solana and then some change. I transferred it over from Jupiter over to Kraken, and in that process I lost 1 coin. I don't know where it went. That was ridiculous. That really upset me. That's just money that I won't get back. All right, let's take a look at Doge. So we bought it at 26. Good. That's a good buy. Look at that. Just It's a good buy, maybe, because or maybe not, right? There might be a big chance that it bounces off of this guy and takes off or breaks through here. Or there's a big chance that it keeps dropping. But I always like to test the water with $100. And in some cases, if I'm not too sure, I'll put like $5 into it and just see what happens to my $5. Is it actually staying, or is it $4.20, or is it $6.20? But at least it's not, $100 or $500 or $1,000. I'll test the water with $5 sometimes, and then go from there. Oh, I forgot to play music in the background for myself. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play music while I stream. This is new for me, but I figured I like teaching, so why not? Why not teach what I do, or show you what I do so that you're using. If I'm already working on the computer, hold on, let's. If I'm already working on the computer, why not spend some time on something that's going to pay us while we're already busy doing what we need to do? All right, let's do this real quick. Let's put this. Bam. Bam. What do we got going? So let's take a look at this. Let's help some other folks out. All right, good. So let's start with this guy. So we're in here. What else do we have in? If you guys have any suggestions, let's take a look at it. I have some other Jupiter. I just bought it. I use Jupiter. Look at that. Hopefully this drops some more. That's nice. A lot of times this will go down to, look at that. We can follow, it'll follow this guy right here. So now we're following this guy. Good Lord. Let's take a look at this. Let's fix this real quick. We're fixing it. So usually when it's on a downtrend like that, that's where it's accumulating. Uptrend, you gotta make sure you're following both, because let's take a look at this. Remember, it needs to touch two of them. 1, 2, that's a good sign. So when it touches here, what's it going to do? Is it going to drop? Is it going to keep going up? Right here, we're following this trend line going up. So we might hit this guy, or we might touch base here and start going down. And look, judging by our RSI, we still have some momentum. We still have room to drop down. So we'll see what this does before going back into Jupiter. Will it come back up, or is it going to go back down? We'll watch and see what happens. So we'll wait on that guy. Let's take a look. So I use Jupiter. I don't know if you guys use Jupiter or if you use Kraken, but why I like Jupiter is because it's fast. Holy cow, it's fast. When you try to transfer Jupiter coin over to your Kraken, or your Kraken over to Jupiter, it's fast. If you're trying to make fast moves, use that. The Phantom wallet, I tried using that one, and that one's a little riskier. I know a lot of people like it. There's a lot of people like it. Use it just to see what meme coins are coming out. But be careful because there's a lot of fake coins out there. So I'll tell you from experience. I think I'm down like $2,000 between Kraken Wallet and Phantom. But I didn't have an issue with these until I downloaded Phantom Wallet. What happened with Phantom Wallet is, let me see if I can give you an idea. Can you give us a quick call whenever? I don't. So that's work. They want me to schedule something, but what happened with Phantom Wallet is that troll coin that came out. Dude, that was insane. I can't believe it actually took off like it took off. I bought it when it was at 0.01 and some change. I put $500 into it, took off to 8 cents. After 8 cents, I said, "There's no way it's gonna keep going." It took off again to, I think it was like 18 cents or 17 cents. There's no way it's gonna take off again, is it? And then it went crazy. It was pretty awesome. It was awesome to see that because after I saw that, I bought into, I don't know if you guys are trading on Pump as well, Pump Fund. This is one that I love. Oh my God. So I bought this one down here. I'll tell you guys where I bought it at. I bought it at, let's take a look. Market, go to trading, go to history. So Pump was bought at 0.006 and .002. Dang, that's awesome. So I bought it down here, literally at the bottom. So let's put this. Let's put it into context so you guys can see why I sold in. So 0.002. No, it wasn't right there. It was like right about there because I bought it. Remember, I like to see it dip twice before I go in. That gives you a good signal. Dipped into it 3 times solid. So I bought it down there and I bought it at 0.06 settings, coordinates, bam. Let's go here. So I bought it at 0.06. I'm showing everybody my, how's it going? Check that out. So I bought it at 0.0065. Let's change the color. You guys know I love using orange, and then I'll dash it just so we know that that's where we're at. Let's add a text. Boom, yellow, boom, bot. And then we'll say hi. Good. So we bought it here, and then we'll do yellow. So this is where I bought it. Bam. Oh, no. Let's do our settings, coordinates. What did we say we bought it at? That's not where we bought it. It was way down here. Let's take a look at this real quick. So 0.0029. That's what this one was at. 29. That's perfect. That's right about here. And then this one was bought at by. That one was bought at. Oh, it looks like I sold it and then I rebought it at. We bought it at sell. Sold it. Oh, that's actually it. Never mind. Okay, cool. Well, there we go. Actually, that's correct. So this is actually where I sold it at. So I sold it here and bought it at coordinates. Sold it at 65, but I bought it at 29. That's where I bought it. Boom. Let's move this guy out of the way. So we bought it here. We'll put the setting on here real quick. So we bought it at. Well, we bought it at. Hello. How's it going? Let's see. So we bought it at 29. I'm showing everybody. I'm showing. This is what I like to do throughout the day. So when I'm working, I like to do trading because we're already on the computer. We're already on the computer doing work, so might as well work, right? Or might as well make money while you're just sitting here already. If I'm already sitting here, why not get paid to just sit here on top of, I guess, on top of making money without even you trying. You buy it, you kick back, you're doing your job, and there's money coming in. It's pretty easy. It's not easy, but it just takes time and practice. With time and practice, it's let's see, how do we reply to you guys on here? But let me see, how do we text on here? Reply, text, comments. There you go. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining. So I bought it at 0.0029. Boom, and we sold it. Our sell, we sold it at. Bam. Let's do red. Let's do dashes. How's it going? We'll do dashes, and then we sold it at. Let me see if I can show you guys the screen right here. So this is what we're doing. So we bought pump.fun at 0.0029 and we sold it at 0.0065. The only reason I sold it at 0.0065 is because look at those gains. Look at that. That was massive. So when I sold it, I figured I won't. There's no way. Check this out. So when I sold this all happened. I've been waiting for this big jump to happen a long time ago. Check this out. So we'll switch the camera. Let's flip the camera around. So this is Pump Fun. I bought it down here at 0.0029 and I sold it at 0.0065. I figured there's no way it's going to keep going. It took off. But it's okay though. What I'm doing now is I got another. We'll go to settings right here. I'll show you guys how to hook. This is step by step on what I do on my daily. So I go here. We'll adjust this. Boom, boom, boom. I have another buy order waiting. And then I change my text to yellow. And then I put possible entry. With possible entry, We'll flip the camera around real quick. So usually I like to leave little. I don't know how would you describe it. That my little postcards, my little post notes. So on my possible entry, I'll put a possible entry on here. Possible entry, and then that's a little note for myself. Coordinate. We already put the coordinates on there. It's at 0.005. Style. The color I like to use on this one is blue because those are. I call that like my future. I'm looking into the future ish. So we got a possible entry at 0.005. The reason I sold it is because I figured, man, there's no way it's going to keep going up. It just took off. We'll do it again. But what I was telling everybody else is you don't want to use $100. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll put $5 into it, and then I'll watch the $5 either go up or down. So it'll be like $4.20, and then it'll jump back up to $4.50, and then it'll go 501, and then it'll drop down to $4. So that tells me it's still on a downtrend. How often do we lose or spend $5 on something all the time? Shoot, a bag of Cheetos at. It just depends on where you're buying them, right? That's why I don't like to shop at some places. A bag of Cheetos sometimes is $4. That's ridiculous. So if you're willing to spend money on a bag of Cheetos, it'll go nowhere. But if you throw $5 into a stock or $5 into a coin that you like, just to see which way it goes, that's pretty awesome. I'll do that all day long. And then for those that have just joined, thank you for joining. Let me show you. I'll flip the camera so I can show what I just did. So this is Pump Fun. Jason. We got a call. Oh, give me a second. We'll do a timeout real quick, and we'll continue this. Okay. Flip camera. So we'll pause that real quick. We'll give him a call real quick. So we'll call him back. So that was Pump Fun. I was just showing people where I bought it. And sometimes it takes a while, man. Sometimes you have to have an idea. This is where I'm willing to buy this coin at and where I'm not. Remember, opportunity comes and goes. And then it'll come back down again eventually. Nothing just keeps going up. That's why they'll show you. A lot of people will show you. You got to be careful who you follow. I feel like sometimes they have people dump money into something for their own gains. I don't like that. I think that's BS. So what I'm trying to do, I'll give you guys a little insight to. So I own my own business, and this is what I do every morning, and this is what I do at nighttime. I'll come home, and then I'll do my invoicing. I'll do some proposals. That call that I just received, I usually I never ignore calls. You always want to answer. You always want to call back within 5 minutes. It shows a lot. That's because when you don't answer and it's an emergency, somebody else will. And somebody will always do it cheaper, but that's okay. I took the long route. I went to school for 4 years, and then I still go to school. Even after you're done going to school, there's always school. There's always new stuff coming out. There's always new. There's always new equipment. There's new refrigerants. There's new everything. You name it. So when you're ahead of your game, or when you're ahead of everybody else by taking classes that other people will not take, you're you're going to kill it. For example, when people were talking about mini splits and heat pumps when they first came out, nobody wanted to work on them. Well, I was that one guy that, well, I'm intrigued. How does it work, and what's new about it? What's different from what you're selling versus what we've been installing for years? So I took classes. I spent my own money to see how they wire it, how it works. It's pretty cool when, 2025, a lot of it went to mini splits, a lot of it went to green energy, a lot of it went that route, because I thought that I just wasted my time and wasted money years ago. But thankfully, I got my licenses, I got my certifications, I went that extra mile, and now I get a bunch of calls from customers that their system don't work because they don't know how to wire them. Well, I do. I actually spent a lot of my own time and money going to a class after 4 o'clock when everybody's going home. I'm just starting my night. I'll go take this class real quick. It's only an hour, doesn't hurt. I'll take this class, and then after class, I'll come home. I'll put together a game plan on which coin do I want to invest in. Like, for example, this guy right here. I think I put $700 right here. I sold it right here. It was $1,600 when it was right here. $1,600 or $1,800. Ridiculous. It was awesome. I was expecting it to drop back down so that I can test it, my possible entry. I was hoping after I sold it at the peak, it was going to drop down right here, and I can do what I showed you, what I was telling you guys, put $5 into it and see what it does. Right where, if I sold it here and it came back down here, I would have tested it with the $5 theory that I like using. My $5, I would have put the $5 into the possible entry and see where it went. Does it go up, or will it go back down to 0.003 or 0.002? And if it did, I already know I already know that people love this coin. I already know people are going to pump it up again. And if they do, that gives me an idea to add a trend moving forward. Oh yeah, and then we can make some good money. This is money that how many banks out there pay you? Like, what's the interest that a bank pays you for keeping your money in their bank? Usually, it's about 3%. In most cases, or I don't know if I can show you my bank, but my bank gives me a dividend. I think for every $100 or every $1,000, it was like $1.27. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. There's some coins on here that you can stake. For example, last month, I put my money into. Well, actually, I guess the cool one was this past week. So last week over on Binance, you could actually use, if you have XRP or you have other coins, you can use those coins to hold them. I guess stake other coins. Like there's it's called the hub. It's called the hub over on Binance. So if you go to Binance and you have XRP, you can use your XRP on Hub, and then they have a coin called Nobody Sausage. It's money that's just sitting there, right? So I put my XRP into the Hub, and they're using my XRP to stake the Nobody Sausage. That first week, I got paid $1.87 for just holding my XRP into this in this hub. That's crazy. That's more than my bank gives me a month. So that'll actually start to increase as time goes. The longer you leave it there, the more it'll pay you back. Interest is pretty cool in crypto. But I'm going to take a pause now. I'll be back. I need to make this phone call and see what this customer wanted. I always follow up with your calls. I'll let you guys know how that goes. And then hopefully later on we can go together on some troubleshooting. BRB.